Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a very quick get ready with me. I'm going to be doing skincare, hair care, and makeup, but it's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, and it's going to have a slightly elevated look than my usual daytime look. I've been playing around with some shadow techniques that I'm going to share with you. Some new Trinny London products came in that I want to share with you. I also have a quick finger hairstyling technique that I'm going to show you. So grab your beverage of choice, grab your skincare, your hair care, and your makeup, and let's get ready with me. I am going to start out with my dermaplaning routine. It's been about 6 weeks, so I'm a little overdue. I often dermaplane about once a month, but things got busy, so I haven't done it yet this month. When I dermaplane, I start on clean, dry skin. So I've already cleansed my skin, I've let it dry down. Some people like to use an oil before they dermaplane, but I prefer just to do it on clean, dry skin. It reduces the amount of catch that you get. So I'm gonna start out with my Stack Skincare tool. And I go in feather-like motions, and I always start at my cheek area. And look how much peach fuzz I'm getting off. Yeah, it was definitely time to do a dermaplaning routine. The Stack Skincare tool is my absolute favorite. I've used lots of other tools over the years, and this one just seems to do the best job. So like I said, I start with my cheeks, and I'll speed this up, and then I move on to my brow. The reason I like to dermaplane is it just gives your skin such a nice, gentle exfoliation. It helps your makeup go on beautifully. If you have dry skin, it just takes off that layer of dry, flaky skin. Be careful around your brow area. There are smaller blades that you can use around your brow area if you want to really get in there tightly, but I just find that the regular blade does a nice job. Some people worry about dermaplaning causing the hair to grow back darker or thicker. I think that's a bit of a wives' tale. I've never actually known anyone that that's happened to or heard about that happening in real life. The hair will go back a bit blunt, so it might feel a little prickly for a day, but then it just smooths right out. And the benefit of having your makeup go on more smoothly and the gentle exfoliation you get, I think, for me at least, outweighs that one day of slightly prickly hair. I think that's good. I have a little bit of an irritation here. You never want to use your dermaplaning tool over any kind of skin irritation. And what I'll do is I'll just take this off, clean it with an alcohol wipe, and let it sit out to dry before I use it the next time. I use this blade about 3 or 4 times before I switch it out. And what I like about the Stack Skincare blade is they're removable, replaceable, but you still have the tool. So it's a really economical way to dermaplane. So after my dermaplaning routine, I always do a very gentle skincare routine. I never jump in with a vitamin C or anything that's going to be harsh on my skin. I always follow up with a hyaluronic acid. Today I'm going to use Medicate. Just something very gentle, something hydrating. And then a real calming and soothing serum. Today I'm going to be using the Pillow Talk Derm. This has diglucosyl gallic acid, which helps with redness because you can see I'm a little bit pink and red, which is normal after dermaplaning or after any kind of an manual exfoliation. And I'm going to use 3 pumps. It says little click. Unlock it. 3 pumps of the Hyper Serum from Pillow Talk Derm, which is just, like I said, super hydrating. It has a base of glycerin, so it's hydrating. It has a few pigment busters. It's really calming, really soothing, perfect for just an easy morning skincare routine, nothing complicated. And then I'm going to follow up. I'm going to let this dry down a couple seconds. I'm going to follow up with some sunscreen. Today I'm using the Pep-Start by Clinique. This is a mineral sunscreen. I always use a mineral sunscreen after I dermaplane because, again, I don't want any irritation from a chemical sunscreen. I typically don't get irritated with a chemical sunscreen, but obviously I've exfoliated. My skin is more exposed. It's a little bit more slightly irritated, so I want something that's going to remain calming and soothing and not cause any issues. So I always follow up my dermaplaning routine with a mineral sunscreen. The Pep-Start Clinique Mineral Sunscreen has a little bit of a tint, but it's barely noticeable once I get a couple layers put on and let it dry down. It's one of those great everyday mineral sunscreens. For me, it dries down virtually clear. I would say, if anything, it kind of has like a little bit of a peachy tone. But once I get on my 2 layers of sunscreen, let it dry down, it just is very natural look. You might have a little bit of flashback if you're Fitzpatrick 3 and above, but I think it would work for Fitzpatrick 3. You just kind of have to give it a few minutes to dry down. And of course, any mineral sunscreen is going to have a little bit of a white cast or flash to it. This has titanium dioxide and zinc oxide in it. So it's a combination mineral sunscreen of, I think it's like 10% titanium dioxide, 6% titanium dioxide, and only 4% zinc oxide. But you've got UVA, UVB protection, and also it's great over a dermaplaning routine. The 3 items that I'm going to use from Trinny London are the BFF DeStress, the Miracle Blur, which I've never tried before, and one of their T-tones, their lip to cheek T-tones. So I have tried several of Trinny London's products before, and I love her line. The reason is she has such a casual way to make up. It just really aligns with my everyday look. The colors are very easy to wear. They're very easy to apply. They usually have dual function, so that's always cool. The BFF DeStress is calming and soothing. Now, they do have one with sunscreen, which I have tried, and the sunscreen ingredient in their sunscreen formula with the BFF DeStress does not agree with me. So she sent me one without the sunscreen, which I really appreciate. For some reason, I've gained this intolerance to one of the advanced sunscreen filters. That happens, and it just sort of starts by the end of the day. I just kind of get really flushed, and my skin is sort of just overly sensitive. So I'm going to start out with the Miracle Blur, then a little BFF DeStress, a little lip to cheek, and the lip to cheek they sent me is in BB. Now this looks a little bit warm for me, but we're going to see how it works. All right, and then I'm going to do this reverse eyeshadow technique for you. Now, I just was playing around with this last night. I just kind of invented it myself because I wanted a look that had a little bit of shimmer, but more of a daytime shimmer look to the mobile lid, the color that I'm going to put on my mobile lid. So I was just kind of goofing around with some shadow looks tonight or last night, and I want to share that with you today. So I feel like my sunscreen's pretty well dried down. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to start with this Miracle Blur product. And like I said, I've never used this. This is supposed to help reduce the look of lines. And I really feel like since my Botox is worn off about 7 months now, the lines in my brow area are probably what's bothering me the most, and maybe kind of the nasolabial folds and over the lip. So I'm going to use this somewhat sparingly and see if I can kind of blur some of those lines. It's slightly mattifying, but is going really nicely over my sunscreen. Obviously, it's not going to take my lines completely away, but maybe it'll diminish them just a touch. I have used, speaking of just a touch, I have used the Trinny London Just a Touch before for a concealer. I really like that, but I had to declutter that. If you haven't seen my declutter video, check that out. But I had to declutter that because it lasted so long, it just started to get sort of dried out, and I had to declutter it. But I really like that product. It blended really well with my my skin tone. It was the perfect little cover up. I'm going to even use this in my under eye area. I'm kind of going a little bit further than I anticipated, but a little over my lips. This is really nice. Oh, I like that blurring effect over the lip. That really just blurs out those fine lines over the lip, and then just a bit along my nasolabial folds. And what I also like about our products is you just put them on, just layer them up. They're meant to go together. And I like that. I like that a lot. So thumbs up for the Miracle Blur. Like I said, I've never used that before. So let's see. I'm going to let that kind of sit for a second. But they say the BFF DeStress can go straight over it. And the BFF DeStress that they sent me is in the tone Jemima. So let's see what this looks like. Ooh, I hope that's not too dark. We'll see. But it is more of a neutral tone, which is, I've come to discover, I always reached for the yellower tones, thinking that I kind of had a yellow skin tone, but the neutrals actually blend better. So let's see how this goes on. Oh, I think their color match system was a hit. And she always applies her makeup with fingers. It's just fast, super easy. So I don't want to get too fussy with using brushes. I will use, obviously, some brushes for my shadow look today. I think that turned out really nicely. It's a good match for my skin tone, maybe a little bit heavy in the cheeks. But I really like that for just a quick, easy makeup look. Cover up those lines, get a little color on your face. All right, next up, I'm going to try the lip to cheek. Like I said, I'm a little nervous about this because this is a little warmer than I would usually wear. And this, again, is in VB. Oh, yeah. That is a different color for me. But we're going to go with it. I am planning to wear a brown, some browns and neutrals today. So it might go just perfectly. Ooh, I like that on my cheek. Okay, that I'm really liking on the cheek. Now, like I said, this is a little warmer of a lip color than I would usually wear, but we're going with it. It's very pretty. Sometimes you just need to step out of your comfort zone. All right. All right, maybe a little more. Let's see. Yeah, all right. You be the judge. I'll let you decide if you think this is a good color for me. Like I said, I'm a little out of my comfort zone with the warmness of this lip look, but we're gonna go with it. When editing this video, I realized my lips are so dry that the VB formula, because it's slightly matte, did not really look as good as it can. So I wanted to show you a quick tip that I use for exfoliating my lips when they're really dry and doing a lip basting after exfoliation. Now I use two different products for lip exfoliation. One has a slight manual exfoliation, and this is the same product that I use for my body exfoliation. And the other is just a body cream. And this has lactic acid, which is very gently exfoliating and hydrating. And this is the Dermatology Exfoliating Body Lotion. So I use both of these. I just apply a very small amount. I'm almost out of the Dermatology. I just apply a very small amount. And if you have any cracks in your lips, this will sting a bit. But I just usually let it stay on for about an hour. I don't have time to do that right now, but I just wanted to show you what I do. So I apply that, and then if I'm really dry and I notice that after I apply that, I still have some loose skin on my lips, I'll go back and apply a very small amount of the Murad AHA BHA Exfoliating Cleanser. And just give my lips a gentle scrub. And it really is a very gentle scrub. I like this much better than the sugar scrubs for lips. It just works better for me personally. And I usually let that sit for a couple minutes, rub it in, rub it off. And then I do a lip basting. You can lip baste with Vaseline. You can lip baste with one of my favorites, the Laneige. I know there's a love-hate with this product, but for some reason, it really works well with my lips. I've tried the Cosrx Lip Sleep, I think it's called. I've tried several other lip products, but for some reason, my lips enjoy this, and I usually put this on overnight. Obviously, lately I've been forgetting. My lips have gotten extremely dry. The other product that I sometimes use is Aquaphor. So any of those that work for you is perfect. So you just apply this. Again, best to leave it sit overnight. Really get your lips hydrated. I'm just going to let this sit for a few minutes and then come back and show you the VB Lip to Cheek on nice hydrated lips. So I let that sit for a little while and soak in. My lips are in much better shape to put on a little bit of lip color. So I'm going to try the VB again. Now my makeup look today is a little more pink, a little cooler, so it doesn't quite match with the cooler blush that I have today, but it's still really pretty. And probably before I go outside today, I would do a lip gloss over this. The one I'm really liking right now that's down in my purse is the Tower 28 lip gloss. So I really wanted to show you just a quick way you can exfoliate your lips if they're feeling dry, plump them up and get them ready for your lip color. All right, next up I want to show you my shadow technique that I invented last night. Okay, so like I said, I like a little shimmer, but during the daytime, it can be just a little bit much. So I'm going to use my Tartelette and Bloom palette. And this is one of my favorite palettes. So I'm gonna start with Funny Girl, which is a shimmer. I'm gonna apply that, and then I'm gonna come in with one of the matte colors. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna do a neutral matte or a light matte. So this is the Charmer, and this is Flower Child. But I come in, I do a wash of color over the shimmer, and it seems to just give a hint of pop to my lid without being sort of over the top, you know, kind of a nice daytime look. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna start with Funny Girl. I'm gonna lay it in with my paddle brush. I just love these IT brushes. They're just basic, but I'm gonna lay in over the mauve lid. I'm not even gonna do any concealer because this is the fast daytime look. And see how shimmery that is? That's just a little bit too much for daytime for me. And then I'm gonna come in with, I'm probably gonna do Flower Child, so it's more of a neutral tone for my matte color over the shimmer. See how that just tones down the shimmer, but still has a real nice, like I've actually taken some time to put myself together. That is just a really nice daytime look, just slightly elevated without being at all over the top. I'm gonna cut in just a little bit of a crease in the corner with some Jet Setter. This is slightly deeper tone. Very quickly with my paddle brush, just to give a little bit more definition. But like I said, super quick. I could probably even do this with my finger. But that's it. And then just blend it all in. And done. Just super quick daytime look. Next up, I'm going to use a little bit of mascara to round out this look. A few layers of Benefit's mascara. This is their primer. I love just a couple layers of this. If you've been to my channel, you know a couple layers of this for a nice daytime look is really all I feel like I need. And I'm just gonna fluff up my hair. Just a quick fingertip hairstyle. It's really windy and cold today, so I know I'm gonna get blown around a bit. I may even have to wear a hat, so I'm not gonna fuss too much. I'm currently using the Balmain by Paris, their texturizing and volume spray. Love this for just a quick style. I'm gonna go throw on some jewelry, throw on my outfit, and show you the final look. So this is my final look. Quick finger hairstyle, a few hoop earrings, a sweater that I absolutely love, warm and cozy for this very gloomy winter day. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. And I'm really liking, even though it's a little out of my comfort zone, the VB, the Lip to Cheek by Trinny London. It goes really lovely with neutrals, and it's always good to step out of your comfort zone every once in a while. Thanks for joining me for this very quick get ready with me, and wishing you a skintastic day.